for you to design your future. After believing the possibility that you can have your best year ever and reviewing or completing the past, it's time for you to now design the future. And what's the future? Your future is, well, if you're already in this year, it's this year. But if you're looking forward to starting next year, it's next year, right? Okay, so now you need to understand that for you to design your future, you need to think about how you want the future to look like. Then break it down into smaller chunks. But before we even talk about all those things, we need to talk about the importance of written goals. I mean, writing is kind of underrated in this age because, I mean, there's a lot of, you have notes on your phone, you can type on your laptop, and you know, everything is just digitized. But there is something about writing down your goals. It makes it stick with you. It makes you believe more in the possibility. It gives you this kind of thrill. Like when you write your goals, it gives you a kind of thrill, right? So now, let me give you the steps that Michael Hyatt gave for designing your future. Have you ever heard of SMART goals? Well, he gave a smarter one. His own steps are smarter, right? So S stands for specific, M measurable, A achievable, R risky. Now you see how it's different from SMART. R risky, T time keyed, E exciting, and R relevant. Smarter goals. Should I go again? No, I won't go again. You can always, move backward to listen to these steps. Okay, now your goals have to be specific. These things are quite self-explanatory, but if you need to understand more about each of these points, you can basically just pick up the book and read, right? But let me just give you a brief overview of each of these steps. So now your goals have to be specific. You need to be very specific about what you want to achieve. For example, earn more next year. What is more? More is relative. More to me may not be more to you. What if you're already earning the more I have in my head, right? So earn more this year is not specific. You have to say how much more do you want to earn this year. Then the second thing is for it to be measurable. So you have to measure your goals, right? So being specific and measurable can kind of be intertwined depending on the kind of goal you're trying to set. And I believe that this is quite self-explanatory, right? Then A stands for actionable. That means your goal needs to be followed by actions, right? It needs to be followed by actions. For example, I want to earn, now let's not say more because I already said that we have to be specific. Let's say I want to earn $2,000 monthly this year. So now what action do I need to take to make this happen? Number one, I need to probably start applying for roles, or probably start applying for foreign roles, or I need to take a program to upskill myself to the level whereby I can earn that much. And actions like that would make your goal achievable, right? So what's the next one? SMAR. Okay, R is risky. Okay, so risky. If you noticed, for SMART goals, R stands for realistic. But here, R stands for risky. You need to set goals that make you afraid, right? Although you should not set delusional goals. I remember Michael Hyatt mentioning in the book about goals in your comfort zone, the ones in your discomfort zone, and the ones in your delusional zone rather. So while you are trying to make your goal risky, while trying to write goals that make you scared, you should also understand that you should not go into the delusional zone, right? You should not try to set goals that sounds delusional, but at the same time, you should not try to set goals that are too much in your comfort zone. So you should move out of your comfort zone, but not too much to the point whereby you are being delusional about your goals, right? So the next one is that your goals should be time keyed. If you are familiar with SMART goals, T stands for time bound. This stands for time keyed in this one, right? The both are correct, but you need to understand that a goal being time keyed is not supposed to be something that is the same, right? For example, there are different goals. I might have a goal of save 100,000 by the end of 2023. That's time keyed, right? And I can have a goal that says go to the gym once a week or go to the gym every Thursday. That is also time keyed, but they are different because one has a deadline, one is an habit goal. One is a goal that may never end in the real sense, right? Because exercise is something you have to sustain. But what you just need to understand that your goal needs to be time keyed. Either it's a goal that has a deadline or it's a goal that is an habit goal, right? Then the next one is that your goal should be exciting, right? So just like risky, the fact that it may scare you, it should also excite you. Achieving it should give you a leap of joy, right? So achieving it should seem exciting. Like now, for example, just imagine if you are fit, right? Just imagine if you have that body you want to have. Just imagine if you have that money you want to have. Just imagine if you get that dream job. Like, it should be something that excites you. When a goal does not excite you, right, working towards it might actually not also be exciting. If you set a goal that is too much in your comfort zone and maybe the end result is not so exciting, you need something to keep you going. That's the whole point of it being exciting, right? Then the last thing is that your goal should be relevant. You need to look at your current circumstance. You need to look at how your life is currently. The goals you set should be relevant to the happenings in your life right now. You should not try to set a goal that maybe you should be setting in 2 years to come, right? So you need to set relevant goals, meaning you should not set goals because your friend is setting the same goal. You should not set goal because every other person is setting it on social media, right? It might not be relevant to your own life right now. So don't forget, when you are designing your future, make sure the design is smarter, just like Michael Hyatt has said.